Hey everyone, Steven here. Today we're going to do a home workout, and all you need for this is a loop band right here. Now this one, I can't remember the exact weight rating. It says right here 30 to 50 pounds. Typically this is kind of your standard size. As far as the color coding system, everybody or each kind of brand uses their own color coding system. I typically see these in green or red, but it's not super thick. It's going to be one that can fit your hand. Now, if you wanted to go a little bit lighter for these exercises, you could use a thinner band, or if you wanted to go a little bit heavier, and some of these you're not going to necessarily going to be able to, but you could go a little bit thicker for that as well. So, first group, 4 exercises. I'm going to run through each. I'm going to tell you your reps, and then I'm going to tell you how many rounds that you're going to run through. Now, I'm not going to do this with you for this. This is more just an instructional video, but we're going to start with chest press. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this underneath your arms here, and then my hands are going to go from the bottom up, just like this, okay? We don't want to do it so that our hands go down because it's going to rub on your shoulders. With this way, it's underneath my armpits or my arms here, so I'm not going to rub on the back of my arm when I do this. Once you're set here, all you're going to do is press your arms out, okay? Straight out like that. So it's just like bench press or a push-up or a dumbbell bench press. Just right here. So I'm out wide, and then I'll come and my arms will go straight just like that. Okay? For this one, you're going to do 12 to 15 of these. I take a slight pause at the top so that my chest is more active with this. We want to keep a neutral grip, so I'm not trying to grip this or clench with my arms when I push up. Keep it relaxed, squeeze my chest, and then come back down just like this, maintaining good posture. So that's the first one you're going to do. After that, you're going to do band pull-aparts. My arms out here like this, my feet will come together. My arms are parallel to the ground, so they're not up and they're not down like this. My elbow pits here are facing in towards each other, so I'm not turning my elbow pits up. We're here. Slight bend in the elbow. I'm going to pull this apart till it touches my chest, and then I'll come back in like this. That's it. You'll do 12 to 15 of these as well. With this one, you can scale. If I wanted more tension, my arms would come in tighter. Right? If I wanted less, they would go further out on the band, just like this. Obviously, range of motion changes a little bit the further out I am on this with the band. I don't need to come all the way in so that this is all slacked out just like that, okay? So 12 to 15 there. After that, you're going to put this on the ground, and you're going to step in one corner and then the other corner, okay? I don't want a ton of slack on the ground, but I also don't want to just stretch this out because then the tension is on the ground and it's not going to be on the band here. Once I have that, I'm going to do a neutral hammer grip like this. So I'm not going like this or up like that. Here, I'm going to pull my hands apart, and then I'm just going to curl, just like this. Okay? I'll show you this from the side. Here, just like this. For this one, we're going to go 15 to 20. Okay? I come up, pause for a second, and go back down. After that, you're going to do behind the head press. So I'm going to put my heel in this. Okay, I have a loop on the ground, I put my heel in it, and then I'm going to pull this back behind my head, and I'll have it just like this, okay? I'll show you this way. Okay, now once you're there, all you're doing is straightening your arms out, up at the top, and then coming back down, okay? Hard to maintain posture in this one. I do want to try and keep my ribs down, so I'm not pushing my ribs up, and I'm putting all that pressure on my lower back, keep them down, extend up, just like that. For this, I try to keep my hands apart. If it's not going to happen, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Range of motion with these will change over time, especially for that behind the head press with this. If I'm doing this and I can't go all the way to the top, I don't need to force it all the way to the top if my muscle's saying that it doesn't have that range of motion anymore. What will happen is you'll arch your back like this, you'll start to roll those shoulders forward, and you'll start to almost press it out. You'll end up using more of your neck than you will your triceps, which is what the exercise is for. So we don't want to do that, okay? So with that one, you'll do 15 to 20 as well. For the whole thing, you're going to do 3 rounds on this, okay? If you want to push yourself a little bit more, you can do 4 rounds, but you don't have to. So you have 3 rounds on that. Once you're done with that, go ahead and watch the second half of this video where we're going to go into the next group of exercises that we're going to do. So go ahead and click over to that right now. Alright everybody, so we're moving on to the second group of exercises. We're going to have 4 exercises for this also. You'll do 3 to 4 rounds. If you get the 3 done and you want to do the 4, that's kind of like that extra bonus one if you want to do that. You are going to need a door for this. I'm actually choosing this door, it's closing this way towards us here. I don't want this one here like this, because if I loop this around here, which is what we're gonna be doing, it's gonna pull on this a lot. You don't wanna tear anything up. So, first for this, take this, we're gonna loop it around the handle. So we loop it like this, and then we close it in the door, okay? Making sure, obviously, that it's not in the way, so that the door can actually close. For the first one, you're gonna do 10 to 12 reps, and you're gonna do one arm chest press for this. Now for this, I wouldn't want my hand here, because as I extend out with this, it's gonna rub on my arm, right? It's not gonna feel very good. So just like the first chest press that we did with this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put this underneath your armpit here, underneath your arm, and then I'm gonna put this in my hand, just like this. I'm gonna walk out, and you scale this exercise, right? And most of these that we're gonna do with this, you actually scale it with how far do I walk out from this. I'm creating more tension if I walk out further, right? I'll have my opposite foot forward, and then I'm gonna face this way, and I'm just gonna extend my arm out, and I'm gonna pull my hand or my arm in just a little bit, which is gonna squeeze my chest, and then I'll drop and load this back down, okay? So, face the camera a little bit. So if I'm going straight forward, I'll pull in just a little bit, squeeze my chest, and then load this back. With these, what I'll typically do is I'll start at a very, very difficult set point, but as my form starts to break down, I'll actually start to move back from this. So scaling as I go, because I don't want to try and stay up there if I'm rounding my shoulder and using my neck and other muscle groups to make the movement happen, which is typically what I see people do. Don't force a range of motion if you don't have it, right? Scale this as needed. So, like I said, 10 to 12 per side for this one. After that, you're going to turn around, you're going to do a one-arm row, opposite leg forward still. I'm going to take this, I'm going to pull this directly into my side, I'm going to squeeze my lat right here, and then I'm going to drop down, just like this. Okay? Pull in, squeeze, drop down. I don't want to go further than this, because in order to go further than this, usually I'm going to pull my hand in, or I'm going to round my shoulder forward. I'm going to exceed the muscle, right? We don't want to do that, because now you're using other things, like your forearm, your neck, shoulder, all these other things. So, pull in, squeeze your lat, drop back down. Same thing, scale as needed. Now for this one, we're going to do 12 to 15 per side. I could also, if I wanted to, pull this out. I'm stretching this apart, and then I'm going to do it together, like this. Now with this, I would have to scale more, and I'd have to move back even further to create the same amount of tension. If you're going to do that, and you wanted to do them together like that, still 12 to 15 reps, okay? Now, next one that you can do, you're going to need to actually bump it up to the top here. We're going to do wood chops or oblique twists. I just lay this across the corner here, and then the same thing. I shut it in the door, making sure that it's secure, right? So the first one, you can do this a handful of different ways. One is just a standard like wood chop, oblique twist right here, grabbing this and twisting like that. For this, I would do 12 to 15 per side. The other one, which is a little bit different, is I'm going to grab it like I would a baseball bat or an axe. I'm going to walk out, I'm going to have my opposite foot forward, okay? Whatever foot is forward, that hand will be on the bottom. I'm going to grab it up here, and what I'm going to do is I'll go back, I'll come forward, and down, okay? This will actually wrap across my shoulder here. So back, down. I'm kind of doing, I'm going to face the camera for this one, I'm kind of doing like I'm whipping it around, coming up, down. Just like an axe, or if anybody's done a sledgehammer on a tire before, where you pick it up and you slam it down, same movement, right? Back, down, here. That's it. So for this one, 12 to 15 per side, you can do either variation, right? If you try one and you're like, I want to try the other one, or you don't like it, switch to that other option that you have. Last one out of the group, you're just going to do push downs. So what I'm going to do is I can walk up here. Okay, make sure that you feel that the tension is even on this. I'm standing upright, and then I'm just going to push down and then come up just like this, okay? So I'm going to extend my arms down just like this, squeezing my triceps, and then I'll come up. You set this tension on this one, same thing. If I wanted more tension, I could go up higher. If I wanted less, I could go down lower. And you can scale this as you progress through it, just like any of these other ones that I've talked about here. Now for this one, you're going to do 15 to 20 on this, okay? So this will be your last exercise in this group. Like I said, do your 3 to 4 rounds, okay? Once you complete all of that, stretch out. Make sure you're getting your stretching in take your breather, make sure you're getting your water in your breaks. I typically take about a 1 to 2 minute break in between each round, okay? I don't want to take too long, but I do want to recover enough before I go to that next round so that I'm not actually just tired when I start that round. So that's it. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope this helps for your home workout program. I'm going to put a link for this in the description box. These things are anywhere from 10 to 20 bucks on Amazon. They're not super expensive. It's a great tool that you can use for home workouts or when you travel. So thanks again so much for watching, guys.